Okay, welcome back. We have do some quick update. Western Exploration just released a very exciting results, and we have here Darcy here to explain to us. Because some people have some questions about the width and the halo. Maybe Darcy, why don't you go ahead and explain to us why this is so important?
Sure. Thanks, Chen, and good to see you again. I've seen a lot of you lately. We saw you up at MIF in Vancouver, but it's always good to see you, Chen. Thanks for the opportunity to talk a little bit more about the results we put out, and I think they are very important for the company. Last year, you'll recall we put out some very good results from two drill holes that we drilled in the hanging wall zone of our Gravel Creek resource area. In the past, we'd noticed that there was an area of about half a kilometer by 300 meters wide that had a lot of random, but very high-grade results from past drilling. But we didn't know how they connected together. And last year, that drill program convinced us that they are controlled by a north to northeast structure that is dipping back to the southwest or west, and that they do have continuity. That's what we found out last year. So this year's program is really stepping out on that to the north, to the south, and up dip to expand that area. And this first drill result was a step out 80 meters to the north, where we hit mineralization that was identical to last year, same style, same grade, but even wider than what we got last year. We had one intercept of 6.1 meters of over 12 gram per ton gold equivalent, and another interval of almost 3.7 meters where we had 22 gram per ton gold equivalent. So we've established that they do continue along strike now. And I think that's very important as we move towards trying to increase the resource size at Gravel Creek.
Wow, excellent. So are you still planning a further step out, or you already drilled further step out because you're so confident?
We're working on one right now that's another 80 meters to the north. So the idea here is you'll hear me say 80 meters a lot. And to me, that is kind of a step out where you get enough of a step out to say you're pushing the envelope, but you're within an area where you could add that to an inferred resource in the short term should those results continue to come together. So we're going to do continued 80-meter step outs along strike and up dip as long as we can keep that drill going, because I think by doing that, we can quickly demonstrate the continuity of this high-grade mineralization and then ultimately do a resource calculation where we connect it to the Gravel Creek deposit itself. And as you'll recall, that Gravel Creek deposit already has a 43-101 resource of about 700 to 750,000 ounces. So we've already got a start there of significant size, and this is all in addition to what we've done in the past.
Well, excellent, excellent. So you're just going to continue to step out, or how many holes did you plan so far?
We're on our fifth right now. When we raised capital, we planned on doing 5 to 6. So we're getting near the end of that. And it's important for us to get those results back before we do too many holes. You don't want to get too far out over your skis until you get some results back to confirm what you're doing is paying back in assays. And I think they will, but we need those results back. So right now we're in our fifth hole. We might get a 6-1 done before we get some more assays back. So once we get those assays back, we can determine how many more we want to do in this current drill campaign.
Well, great. Excellent. Looks like you're going to have a lot of news coming.
There'll be a lot of news flow coming right to the end of the year, Chen. And I just remind your listeners that we did that financing at the end of September as well for 1.7 million Canadian that's focused on advancing Doby George. So we continue to do that as well, where we're finalizing some metallurgical work. We've got an engineering firm that's starting to look at additional work required to get that pre-feasibility off the ground here this year and get it completed by the end of 2025.
Okay, great. Thank you for the update. Looking forward to hear more good news from you.
Always a pleasure, Chen. Thank you for the opportunity. Really appreciate it.